Good morning. It's December, and I'm in Banff National Park. This morning I am headed to Vermilion Lakes, which is about a 2-minute drive from my hotel. I'm actually quite early because of the jet lag. I was up very early and did a lot of prep last night, and so I think I am hours before the sunrise, but that's the best time. So I want to talk a little bit about what elements go into making a beautiful landscape photo from my perspective. And there are 3 things. The first thing is that you need to have a compelling subject. You need to have something that is identifiable or that is going to dominate your frame and that is interesting ultimately to the person that's looking at your photo. The second is that you need to have a unique perspective on that. It's not okay, for me, just to grab a snapshot of some interesting light or an interesting subject. You need to put that subject into a place, into a location, so that your landscape is telling a story. Usually it means that you are leading someone through your foreground, your midground, your background. So you need to find a unique perspective. And the third thing is that you need to capture wow. And wow usually comes through atmosphere or some kind of very interesting rock or tree or, something in your foreground that's going to show off part of nature that no one really gets to see. Oftentimes that's light. For me, that's sunrises, really interesting sunrises where the light is just peeking through and lighting up particular parts of your scene. When you have those 3 things in combination, you have an absolutely brilliant photo that jumps out of the frame and captivates the imagination of the person who's looking at it. I may not have one of those today, but I do have the elements and I'm waiting on the last one. Let me walk you through what I have. So today my subject is Mount Rundle. That's number 1. Number 2, an interesting perspective. Vermilion Lakes is not entirely frozen. There's a pool of water here, and I think more interestingly, there's the shore of the lake that is frozen, but you can tell it's not very thick, and also it's not very covered in snow. It's right next to some open water, and so I've placed some elements in my frame. I've got my subject at the back here. I have some interesting foreground, which causes a bit of a leading line, can lead the viewer's eye. I've got a bit of framing on the right and the left of another mountain that's on that side and some brush that's breaking through the snow. It hasn't been snowed over entirely yet, but clearly has gone dormant or died for the winter. And then I've got the sense of wow, which is this light that's kicking off in the background here. Actually, there's a really nice light pattern being formed because while the sun rays are coming through this particular direction, I guess they're reflecting off of another mountain, off of something else, and kind of lighting the back of this mountain. Just in this location, I didn't really think I would see that, but it's adding quite a lot of light. It's really quite nice. So I'll come now to this other location that I think the locals call the Green Patch. It's high atop a hill, I think on a road that leads up to to one of the ski areas on Mount Norquay. And it's, right near my hotel. It's right near Vermilion Lakes. Actually, it's a roadside composition. I've got my car here. There's a road that snakes around this particular area. I've come to this location just briefly as I had a little bit of time before I head into town. And I've noticed that, it's quite a cloudy day, and so the light is shifting in and out between particular areas. And there's this one mountain in the background, I don't know the name of it, that I think I'm going to be able to get a really nice long lens shot of. So let's talk about those compositional elements again. First, I have this mountain, which is hopefully going to be lit up by a lot of very interesting light. And I've got some foreground elements. I have the Vermilion Lakes here, mostly frozen over, and a lot of contrast being added by the difference between the dark, sort of blackish green trees, but then also the white of the snow on top of the lake. And I have this foot of a mountain on the in my midground here, which isn't particularly interesting, but I don't think it's going to distract too much. What it does is definitely add a nice layer between, where the foreground is, where the midground is, where the background is. So it does this layering effect, which I really like. And of course, my last element is how do I get some wow? Well, the wow is going to be this light that's going to break through these clouds, I hope, at some point soon, and really bring quite a lot to the peak of this mountain. And because it'll be the brightest part of the frame, it'll draw the eye quite a lot. Oh, I think I've got the light that I'm thinking about right now. Let me go ahead and take this shot. Oh, it is a cold one. Well, I'm now at Two Jack Lake, which is on the way to Lake Minnewanka. And it's another viewpoint for Mount Rundle, right close to the town of Banff. It's just coming at it from a slightly different angle, more from the northeast. The wind has picked up quite a lot, although it's not particularly cold. And one of the reasons that I've come down here is because this lake is mostly frozen, and you can see that there's snow blowing over the frozen surfaces, some loose snow that's sort of coming with the wind. The wind is coming right at me. So this is the composition I've framed up. Down close to the shore is this snowdrift, covering a piece of brush. And I think the shore is, 5-6 feet from here. But I really like the shape that the snow has made, as the wind has really pushed back all the snow that has fallen, and now some of it is exposed ice, and some of it is just sort of nice fluffy snow. But I'm hoping to get this as a foreground element and really have Mount Rundle as the background. The composition I've framed up is going to be a 1x1 square crop, where on the left I've got this small grouping of trees on a little island. And then on the right, I've got the sun as it sort of peeks through all the different clouds. And below that, I have this interesting snow drift that's right in front of me. And I'm hoping that, I'm able to capture a little bit of this snow that's coming across the lake's surface and really add some atmosphere. I don't know if that's going to happen, but we will see what it looks like. Brighten this up a little bit more so you can see the foreground element. And really, this is what it looks like to begin with. I've got this some line coming in from the left, which sort of leads the viewer's eye into the frame a little bit. I'm going to darken this back down now and show you what's going on in the sky. So in the sky, you've got the sun, quite a lot of interesting clouds, and these are fast-moving clouds that are blocking the sun, but also catching quite a lot of its light. There's not really a lot going on Mount Rundle, so it's mostly in silhouette, but I am quite happy with that because I really enjoy the lights on the clouds. I really enjoy the lights on this foreground element so much as they are. Oh, it is windy and cold out here. The sun is going to go down in 1 hour and 6 minutes, but you wouldn't know it looking at the horizon. I estimate that there are 30 minutes left of sunlight at the most, and I see several clouds on the horizon that are going to block the light from coming through. So this means that the next 5 minutes or so is exactly when I'm going to have the time to shoot this photo. So what I like about this is that it has all these three elements. It has this enormous, wide and tall mountain that's tree covered and snow covered and jagged and beautiful. And it has a unique perspective. I've placed myself in an interesting snowdrift leading into the lake, and it's got a bit of an S curve. It sort of comes over from this side and leads all these different pieces, and you can tell there's still a little bit of unfrozen or only semi-frozen water that the snow isn't sticking to, and it's got the light. So in theory, it's going to have a wow factor. And I'm sure I'm going to be able to pull this light out a little bit more in Lightroom in Photoshop and really make it the star, because I want to show off the peaks as being the main element of this composition. Well, I think that's it for me today. I am exhausted because the cold does a very good job of zapping all of your energy away during the day. Plus, I'm wearing quite a lot of huge layers and carrying quite a lot of camera equipment, so I'm just lugging around more than I would normally. I like doing that, and I like being able to go to these remote places and get these types of shots, but boy, is it exhausting. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.